Hi Forest Kids, it's Mrs. Allen. I have another story for you. This one is called Almost Time. And it is by Gary Schmidt and Elizabeth Stickney, illustrated by G. Brian Karras. I was going to read this for you outside, but every time we try to go outside to film this, my neighbor is power washing his driveway, and he's out there again. And now I need to get this done for you. So we're doing it here with my beautiful screens in the background. We can just pretend that we're all on spring break somewhere tropical. But the reason I picked this story is because look closely at what is on the trees. Were we just doing that at forest school? And we just went on our field trip to the sugar shack? So think about what this story might be about. It's called Almost Time. I wanted to read you the inside cover because when I looked at this book and I read this, I thought this was perfect for right now, what's going on. It says, when you're waiting, time moves slowly. A minute takes an hour takes a day, a week is forever. But when it's almost time, what you've been waiting for is about to happen, and you're ready for it with all its sweetness to be now. And I was thinking about that right now. We are waiting until we can go back to school and we can play with friends again and we can leave our house and we can have our life like we used to have it. So right now we're in a season of waiting and we're having to rely on God to help us get through because there's a lot of different things going on. Also something cool about this story, I didn't discover this until last night. Listen to this. Gary D. Schmidt is the author of many acclaimed picture books and novels for young readers, including Lizzie Bright and the Buckminster Boy, a Newbery Honor and Prince Honor winner. That means he got lots of awards for his stories. But listen to this part. See if you can make the connection here. A professor of English at Calvin College. He lives in rural Michigan, and he has a website, so I'll have to share that website with you when we post this. But I wonder if Max's mom knows him, because she's a professor at Calvin College. He's right in our neighborhood. That's so cool. So this is a local author. The book is called Almost Time. When Ethan had to eat his pancakes with applesauce instead of maple syrup one Sunday, he knew it was almost sugaring time. Those little berries got with him. Is the sap running yet? He asked. Dad shook his head. Not until the days get warmer. Look what's in the yard. It's very dark, but you see what's in the yard? Couple of deer there, isn't there? That afternoon, Ethan took his sled to the big hill. It was a sunny day, so he left his hat and scarf and his mittens at home. Who does this remind me of? People leaving their mittens everywhere. But the day wasn't warm. Next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made a pan of cornbread. No syrup. Is it time to tap the trees? Ethan asked. When the nights get shorter, Dad said. At bedtime that night, Ethan thought there might be some daylight still coming through the window. But there wasn't enough to find Roosevelt. Who do you think Roosevelt is? Think it's his little bear? I don't know if you can see, it's a really dark page. It's nighttime. Next Sunday morning, Ethan stirred raisins and walnuts into his bowl of oatmeal. No syrup. When he bit down on a walnut, he discovered something. My tooth is loose, he said. His father inspected. I expect it will fall out before long. How long? Asked Ethan. About as long as it takes the sap to start running, Dad said. Now Ethan had two things to wait for. Look closely at this picture. Mrs. Allen thought when I first read this that was his tooth, but I think that's his zipper. It's not his tooth yet. See how long it takes. Look at Dad chopping wood with his axe. That reminds me of Jude. And the missing hat and mittens and stuff reminds me a little bit of Lexi. But we love her. But the days were still cold and the nights were still long. Oh, he's having to wait a long time, isn't he? And his tooth would not come out. The next Sunday morning, Ethan's dad made eggs and toast. Ethan tried not to think about maple syrup in the afternoons when he slid down Big Hill, or when he turned on his lamp at night, or when he wiggled his very, very loose tooth during school, until... Looks happy. His dad was waiting when he got off the bus. "How's that tooth?" he asked. Ethan smiled to show him. "So is the sap running now?" asked Ethan. His dad smiled to show him. So he showed him his missing tooth in his mouth, and look what his dad had done. Put all the metal buckets up. Do you remember these things? Were to protect it so that the rain and stuff didn't get in there. Dirt and bugs. Every afternoon that week and all day Saturday, Ethan and Dad hauled buckets of sap from the trees. They tended the fire beneath the pans. Do you remember seeing that at the Sugar Shack? Look at that. That's really cool. They have their own. It's all made out of brick, and he's got all these different pans, and then that's where he puts the wood in to keep the fire going. Remember how heavy those buckets were? Oh, that's a big job. As the sap boiled and boiled, look, he's sitting on the green bench waiting. Thumbs up, tastes good. Now they're putting it into glass jars. And early on Sunday morning, when there was already a little light in the sky, Ethan poured sweet maple syrup on his pancakes. And look at what's in the grass. 2 robins. There's snow and they're coming out over into the grass. Look at how happy he is. He ate his whole plate up. That was a great story about waiting. I hope you guys are having a wonderful week. I miss you, and thanks for tuning in to my story time. Bye.